It's threats and actual attacks that prompted Disney World to up its security game, installing metal detectors and not selling toy guns anymore. We have Busch Gardens in this swing of a Christmas town, and plenty of events happening around the area for the holidays. And we learned today the city of Norfolk has stepped up security in a big way. 10 on your side's Joe Fisher joins us with more on that. Joe?
Well, Tom, at a time when the federal government says we are, quote, in a new phase in the global terrorism environment, the city of Norfolk is responding, telling us today they have an obligation to make changes here on the local level to protect the thousands of people who attend events at their facilities. Before any threat arises in the city of Norfolk, officials decided it's time to tighten up security.
They can expect, if it's a large bag, it will be checked, wanded, and they'll just physical inspection.
The safety procedures affect 7 locations. City spokesperson Lori Crouch says Norfolk is following a national trend of increasing security at places with large crowds.
We've always done it, but I just think that it hasn't been consistent. And so this is now a consistent level. So no matter if you go to Scope, if you go to Chrysler, if you go to Addicks, if you're at Harbor Park, it's going to be at all venues at all events.
So we are concerned about the self-radicalized actors who could strike with little or no notice. That message from the federal government in a memo released this week. They go on to say the Department of Homeland Security is also concerned about threats and violence directed at particular communities and individuals across the country based on perceived religion, ethnicity, or nationality. Increased security is also in place at Busch Gardens in Williamsburg. Park officials there wouldn't talk specifics, but say there's been changes inside and outside the park.
There's a lot of coordination and collaboration that goes on behind the scenes between the city staff and law enforcement to make sure that everyone that comes through has a really good time.
Metal detectors started being used the day after Thanksgiving in Norfolk. Crouch says since then, thousands of guests have been screened with the new procedures with just one complaint, a sign she says the new safety policies are working and appreciated.
We owe it to make sure that we're staying on top of everything.
And the city says all venues open at least 1 hour before the start of any event, and these new procedures should not slow down the process of getting into any of those facilities. Live in the newsroom tonight, I'm Joe Fisher, 10 on your side.
And before you go to any events this weekend, make sure to double check the security procedures in Joe's story on wavy.com.